On a blustery day for the derby game between Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Palace again in the throes of a desperate relegation struggle. But at least the Palace players should be in the right mood for this one, and for skipper Paddy Mulligan, the number 2, is to return to the side after 6 games out with injury, now facing his old Chelsea teammates. But the former Chelsea star Charlie Cooke is out with injury. Bobby Bell, their strong defenders, down with flu. It gives a first league chance to the 19-year-old Scot Jim Cannon. He'll be wearing the number 6. So there's a few moments here for Paddy Mulligan and Eddie McCreadie to talk over old times. But for McCreadie, it's also a time to contemplate once again just how badly Chelsea have been hit by injuries. Now it's striker Chris Garland who is unfit, and so it's the chance for manager Dave Sexton to try a couple of his promising youngsters, 17-year-old Brian Basson at number 7 and 18-year-old Ian Britton at number 11. Young Britton, a tough, hard-working little Scot, he's had experience before, and Basson is a strongly built youngster from Crawley in Sussex. But then there's that other young player on the field playing his first league game for Crystal Palace, Jim Cannon. He's got the job of marking Peter Osgood. The crowd is 39,000 strong. In it from the left, Bert Head, general manager of Crystal Palace, Sir Alf Ramsey, Raymond Bloy, the chairman of Palace, and of course on the right, Malcolm Allison. And now Kemba for Osgood. Yes, a tackle from behind by Cannon. A raw and rather rash one on Osgood. Osgood again. And pulled down again by young Jim Cannon. And the referee taking him across about the first 10 minutes of his career, and Cannon is going to be booked. The 19-year-old Scot playing his first league game for Crystal Palace. And I wonder what Malcolm Allison thinks about that. Raymond Bloy, the chairman, on his right, and on his right, of course, Sir Alf Ramsey. And Bert Head, the general manager. It's Philip who gets there first. Taylor taking no chances and nodding it behind for another corner. Garner will be one of the men for Palace to watch as Hollins now takes this corner for Chelsea. Floating in again, but it's Osgood nods it back, and Blythe, who finally gets it away. In fact, it was Cannon who knocked it from under the crossbar and got it away, so that'll make the youngster who's already been booked in his first league game feel a lot happier, certainly saving Crystal Palace well there. Played on for Posse, and a nice one through for Posse as Rodgers goes through. Hit right foot and beautifully saved by Bonetti. But a superb sweeping move by Crystal Palace. Rodgers with the finishing touch, but a nice one too that he played with Posse. Payne. And now Mulligan. Well, Hinton nodding that straight to Philip, and it's still not away yet. Hinchelwood with it now. Philip letting another one fly, and deflection and a goal! Oh, it's a goal! 1-0 to Palace. Philip was the man who let it go. That's pleased the crowd. Philip really let it go. There was a deflection to put it wide of Bonetti and high into the corner of the goal, and it's 1-0 to Crystal Palace, with 29 minutes gone. And Chelsea get the corner on the far side. They want to take a short one, and Tony Taylor is making absolutely sure that Chelsea are properly marked at the short corner. Hinton still lurking there, though. A low-driven one again. McCreadie hoped to get to it, and Philip getting it away to Posse. And now for Rodgers. Harris is screaming back to try and stop Rodgers, and Rodgers is on his way. Played now for Whittle, and straight at Bonetti. Another beautiful move by Crystal Palace. Exciting to watch, and deadly dangerous to face for Chelsea. Osgood. Hollins. Chipped on for Kemba, and Jackson again in control of it. Don Rodgers. Recovered to find Mulligan. First time now for Payne.
Forward into the middle, Posse and Whittle both going for it, and it's Whittle who collects. Oh, a bad challenge there by Harris, leaving his thigh there. The professional foul, and Harris getting quite a talking to from referee Wallace. Whittle had no chance of getting past that tackle. So Palace get a free kick. Blythe has sneaked up on this near side. Bonetti looking for the ball. And the referee insisting that that Chelsea wall goes back the full and required 10 yards. It's with Rodgers again, the delicate little chip this time. And Cannon! Oh, Cannon got it! Well, and he deserves it. Most certainly he deserves it. He's played superbly in his first league game in defence. He had his name taken almost before the game had started. He's marked Osgood well, and now from that free kick, delicately chipped in by Don Rodgers, Cannon is there to make it 2-0. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Posse. Whittle. Free kick. And Hudson is being called to the referee for an unfair challenge, and the book is coming out, and Hudson's name goes in. Alan Whittle. Palace now looking for another free kick that might lead to something. Hudson was told in no uncertain terms any more nonsense will he be off, because the referee was pointing in that direction of the dressing rooms as the free kick comes across again, and once more Cannon was right in there, and Bonetti forced at the very last from Jim Cannon to turn that ball over the crossbar. Making the running, and Posse was in that time, and now Palace really are moving. Basson going away, chased by Taylor, quite content to give away the corner. Again the short corner, and again Taylor a little late to spot that it was a short corner and do the marking for it, and so they can get it across, and Osgood turning it over. And the warning really for Crystal Palace there, they allowed that short corner to go completely unmarked, giving Chelsea all sorts of chances to turn it accurately towards Osgood. Now it's with Mulligan, although Osgood wants a say in it too. Hudson, McCready. Well, I don't know whether the whistle's gone, the players don't seem to know, and the referee decides that the game goes on. And now it's through for Whittle. Now, is that number 3? No! A lot of hesitancy at the start of that movement, with the players themselves not knowing whether the referee had blown up when 2 or 3 players were tangling on the ground. Rodgers again. Taylor still in possession with Rodgers now, played now for Hinchelwood. Posse a little too firmly for Posse, but Mulligan can follow it in. Posse trying to get a 1-2 going, and it's still with Posse. Hit, and a beautiful save by Bonetti. So a corner to Palace, and Posse, certainly not an easy chance. A volley that really brought out the very best in this fellow, Peter Bonetti. Rodgers now with the corner for Crystal Palace. They're all going in, and Hinshelwood couldn't quite get to it. I thought Cannon would might get to it, but now Phillip. They are fighting for everything, Palace. And Pussy is in there, and he's a fraction past. And Whittle and Osgood were hustling and bustling each other there as well. But the whistle had gone, in fact, for a free kick to Chelsea just outside their 6-yard area. And it could be the first time that Crystal Palace have beaten another London side in a league game since they came into the First Division. And Malcolm Ellison goes away as the final whistle goes. And so far, so good for him. And 2 precious points, of course, for Crystal Palace. Ian Phillip, who scored the first goal after a deflection, and Jim Cannon, who played as well as anybody in this Palace side in his first league appearance, getting the second one. So Palace at last have beaten another London side in a First Division League game after 31 attempts.
Well, Malcolm, a lot of pressure, even for you. How did you react to it?
Well, it's been rather hectic since Friday morning until about 7 o'clock last night. Now you brought me in here again this morning. I think you're trying to kill me. But it has been really, really hectic, and I was really exhausted last night. I just got home and just lay down on the bed and fell fast asleep.
Like many footballers, you generally use Saturday night to celebrate. Was that the quietest one you've had for a few years?
It was the quietest Saturday for 20 years, Jim.
So no champagne even for that
well,
victory?
Had a couple of bottles.
In your sleep. What about the future of Crystal Palace? If Chelsea fans would just forgive me, we're not mentioning you this week because it is rather Crystal Palace's week. But Crystal Palace's future?
Well, I think that what I saw yesterday, I was very pleased. The players were happy after the match, and I think they were rejuvenated after their victory. And I think we'll get down to work this week and we'll sort out any small problems we have and get out of trouble.
What about those 2 points yesterday?
The best 2 points I've ever earned in my life.